Y'all, Janet said this movie wasn't it, and I'm gonna have to side with Mother on this one. Hello, everyone. I'm author R.L. Raintree. This is Reels and Reads, where I give honest reviews and occasional spoilers. Michael was marketed to us as a biopic that was going to go into depth with Michael Jackson's life. The problem is that it didn't consider the fact that there are two different categories of Michael Jackson fans. There are those who are only barely getting to comprehend the magic of Michael Jackson. Thanks to social media, people are realizing just how talented he was, just how petty he was, just how much of a Virgo he was. And I love this rebirth of people getting to know Michael Jackson. You go watch this movie, it is a fantastic movie. It's a 10 out of 10. You get to understand the magic of Michael Jackson. You get to understand why people were passing out at his concerts. You get to understand why he will always be the greatest of all time, no matter how hard Beyonce works. It's a Virgo thing. I don't blame her. Listen, I got a Virgo in my house, okay? It's in their nature. They can't help it. I mean, obviously, he's greatly influenced her, and she pays a lot of homage to him. But you know it's a Virgo thing. And if you don't believe me, look at Michael and Janet, Virgo-Taurus relationship. But I'm getting off topic. The point is that if you're a person who was not alive to experience Michael Jackson when he was alive, this is the perfect film for you. For you to get just about a crumb of what it felt like to be at his concerts. You have to watch this in the theater. I know that there are people out there telling you that you should watch this on streaming. Do not listen to them. You have to watch this in the theater if you never got to experience Michael Jackson while he was alive, so that you can fully grasp how he made people feel. You could fully grasp how beautiful and moving the music is, especially if you have autism and you have auditory sensitivity. You will feel the emotion of every song. You will fully appreciate the work that Michael went into for every single song. Now let's talk about the other group of people who are going to see this film, and those are people like me. Save your money and watch it on streaming. I know that's polarizing, but then so is this film. It doesn't tell us anything we don't know about Michael Jackson. I'm gonna let you know right now, they got some shit wrong. If you are a fan of Coleman Domingo, as I am, you see him collectively for about 20 minutes. It is a waste of Coleman Domingo. It is a waste of Nia Long. And the biggest waste of all is Jaafar Jackson. When I tell you that this young man better get some award nominations, I'm gonna put a hard sound on that beat. Better get some nominations. Listen, forget the fact that he has the DNA to look like a Jackson. Forget the fact that he has the vocal cords to sound like a Jackson. Michael Jackson is the most difficult person to imitate. I don't care how many people are out there, how many Corey Feldmans you have out there. He is the most difficult person to imitate because that man worked himself to perfection. Virgo again. So Jaafar's portrayal of his uncle, I think that if Michael were alive today, he'd be proud. He'd have some notes, of course, but Michael would be very, very proud. There were times when I got chills because of his performance, combined with the makeup, combined with the cinematography. Those three things I better see some awards nominations for. And that being said, I'm so disappointed that such an amazing performance, such an incredible talent is being wasted on a movie that was so incredibly shallow. For those of us who lived to either attend a concert, like myself, I've attended more than one Michael Jackson concert, but there are those who were alive during Michael Jackson at his peak, but could never get a ticket. Like, you think it's hard to get tickets now. Good luck getting tickets to Michael Jackson, okay? So if you were alive during his peak, you want to know the man. You want to know how Michael processed his trauma with Joe. You want to know about the relationship between him and Berry Gordy that Joe Jackson was allegedly jealous of. You want to know about his relationship with Diana Ross. You want to know about his relationship with Brooke Shields and Madonna, right? Brooke Shields had some sharp things to say about how her bestie was being treated. You want to hear about his relationship with Lisa Marie Presley. May she rest in peace, because there were some contradictions going on there. You want to know what was happening behind the camera. You want to know about how he was protecting his children. You want to see the stuff that isn't in any previous released, made for TV films and TV shows, American Dream, that sort of thing. And you don't get that. It's a fan film. Let me put it that way. It's a fan film. If you don't know Michael Jackson, you're new to the whole culture of Michael Jackson, perfect 10 out of 10. But if you want substance, you want depth, you want a story, you want a plot, Wait till it comes out on streaming. And that is why half of the people are saying that this movie is shit, and the other half of the people are saying this movie is great. They're both right. Neither one is wrong. They're both right. Perfect for people who don't know Michael, not perfect for people who do, which is why Janet and Paris both didn't like this film. They knew him better than anybody on this planet. So naturally, they're not going to like it. And like I said before, Janet is mother. And if Janet says it ain't shit, it ain't shit. And if it wasn't for the fact that I got to stream this film, I probably wouldn't have watched it. When I tell you I'm that devoted to Michael Jackson and I'm that devoted to Janet Jackson, if she says don't watch it, I'm not watching it. But since I didn't pay for it, it was kind of like, well, you know, it is my job to review films. But as a person who, again, lived through that era, attended multiple Michael Jackson concerts, I can tell you, you will be disappointed if you're even remotely like me. And let me just say, before I give you my rating, please leave Prince's life alone. I paused on purpose. I didn't glitch. Leave Prince alone, because if this is how y'all did Michael, y'all gonna piss me right the fuck off if y'all try to do this shit with Prince. Please do not piss me off. Leave Prince's life alone. Because I saw what y'all did with Whitney too. Just don't. You don't want to upset me. Leave Prince alone. Now for the rating. Now the rating is very difficult for me to give because again, there are two completely different audiences. If you are again a younger generation or at least never got a chance to experience Michael Jackson, I'm gonna give this movie 4 stars. I take away a star because there is no plot. This movie goes nowhere. It's just a highlight reel. It's reenactments of his most iconic moments. But again, as a fan film, as a fan art sort of a thing, this ranks up there. It just has no point. There's not enough writing involved in this. It's almost like maybe if someone had told me that their hands were tied because they weren't allowed to tell the story, I'd believe it. So if you are, again, you're just learning about Michael Jackson, you're just starting to get into the whole understanding of who he is, I give this 4 out of 5 stars. But I had to take away a star because there's no story being told per se. There's no plot. It's really just, let me introduce you to Michael Jackson. Now, again, if you are a person who's here for the story of Michael, you're a person who was there doing his greatest moments and so forth, I'm giving this movie 2 stars. Yeah, it drops that low. I give it 1 star because of Jaafar's performance, and I give it another star because of the cinematography, the costume design, the set design, the makeup. These 2 things deserve to be acknowledged, but I took away 3 stars. 1, because there is no story being told. There's no plot to the story. Number 2, you have a waste of talent. Jaafar, Nia, Coleman Domingo. And then you have inaccuracies. I took away another star for inaccuracies. There are things that you can Google to see what was inaccurate. Now, a lot of what you saw in this movie was something that you can just Google, so it gave us nothing new. But I can forgive that if it's accurate. And there were a lot of inaccuracies. And again, that's probably why Janet and Paris were like, yeah, cut that shit. Do not waste your money going to the theater because there is no experience the theater can give you that you didn't already get if you attended his concerts. There is no experience that you will get in the theater that will equate to sitting up and watching black or white premiere on television in a way that we'd never seen before. If you have experienced MTV before it went down, how big Michael Jackson's music video premieres were, how these were freaking events, how we talked about it for months at school, your parents talked about it at work, how we thought the technology of him turning into a Black Panther was crazy. The film ain't gonna do shit for you. The film is gonna seem low budget to you because we know what it was. We are the reason that Michael Jackson is so nostalgic. We felt that energy already. So paying money to see it in the theater just to be disappointed, save your coins. Save your coins, save your coins, watch it on streaming because it does not go in depth into Michael's life. It gives us no plot. It gives us no story. And for that reason, I'm rating it a 2 for people in my group. Jaafar, Nia, Coleman, excellent performances. I need to see some awards. Some Golden Globes, some SAGs, some Oscars, whether they win or not. But I have to say, I've seen a lot of films this year. Jaafar is at the top of the list for me for Oscar-worthy performances. I don't care. Jaafar Jackson is at the top of the list for me when it comes to Oscar-worthy performances in 2026. Argue with your mama. And I see why Mother Janet said no. I see why my niece Paris said no. And again, I don't want to see a movie on Prince's life because the way they fucked up Whitney, the way they fucked up Michael, Please do not touch Prince. Please, I beg of you. Leave the purple one alone, because y'all haven't got the formula yet. So 4 stars for those of you who are new to this. 2 stars for those of us who are true to this. But I really want to know what y'all think. So when you guys give me a critique of my review, please tell me if you have ever been to a Michael Jackson concert in your comment. Please tell me like how old you were when a certain iconic event happened. Like maybe, you know, you remember the release of Black or White. Maybe you remember the release of Butterflies. Let me know what was the iconic Michael Jackson moment that you were old enough to remember, so that I can understand who's giving it what response. Like, what era of Michael Jackson did you live through before you tell me it was a great movie? Not because I'm trying to argue with you, but because I'm really trying to understand who thinks what. I mean, again, this is polarizing across the internet, because it's the people who didn't know Michael and the people who did. And the people who did hated this movie, and the people who didn't know him loved him. But again, I want to hear from y'all, and I want to know what y'all think. And as always, thanks for watching.